So, Thomas, it's been about
Same.
4 months since you've been CEO. So we
Right.
thought it was a good time to sort of catch up, check in, see how things are going, maybe give an update for our associates and for our stakeholders. And so we have a few questions for you today to catch up.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with me and for everybody else who's listening. Um, Go shoot.
All right. As a co-founder of this company, you've seen the evolution of Aviva from 2004 to today. So over those 19 years, how have we grown?
Well, lots of changes. It's been fascinating to see. The first couple of years, the foundational years were not a straight line. We knew we were going to be in biomass, but we really had to figure out what's actually our business model, right? And it took us about 2009, 2010 to really find our niche. We've grown to an incredible place, and now we're really getting down to scaling this organization for the next set of growth that we have ahead of us.
Why do you believe that Aviva's product is still so important, both at the local level and the global level?
We play a vital role for those communities where 50 or 60% of the land is used to grow trees as working forests. It has been very important in the last 20 or 30 years to reduce carbon emissions in many societies around the globe, particularly in Europe and Asia, and now increasingly, of course, also in the United States. And so, as a complement to wind and solar, um, replacing fossil fuels like coal with a renewable bio-based alternative like woody biomass in the form of a wood pellet is a very cost-effective and carbon-effective way to reduce carbon emissions, to defossilize the energy generation around the globe. Well, it's not just about carbon and it's not just about sustainability of the alternative, it's about energy security as well. That wasn't the case when we started, but now to have reliable US based low carbon alternatives to defossilize energy generation in Europe and in other places around the world has never been more important than it is today.
What has been the biggest challenge?
When you do something like we have for 19 years, you have many, many success stories. Otherwise, we wouldn't be the largest wood pellet manufacturer. But we certainly have also had our challenges, right? And fundamentally, getting through difficult times or situations creates that DNA of resilience that I think we see at Inviva every day. And given where we are and the tailwinds that we're experiencing, I mean, we're the world could be our oyster and will be our oyster because the tailwinds of the markets, what we have already accomplished is an incredible foundation from where we can just grow this business and defossilize more of this world. So, Roxanne, you asked me a bit about challenges and, of course, associated opportunities. Now, the requests we're getting are very different. The requests are along the lines of how much can you produce in 6 months from now? Because we need it now. We are worried that in the next winter, we don't have enough gas, right? And so, with that in mind, one of the things that we're trying to figure out is how can we build as many new facilities as possible, new capacity as possible. I think we have a really good path. But for our customers, particularly in Europe, it is not quite as fast as it ought to be. As many people will know, we have a contracted backlog of over $20 billion with an average tenure of 14 years. In other words, we're sold out for a very long time. In order to provide incremental product to our customers, we have to build new capacity. Those new customers are not only now in power and heat like they've been historically, they are really trying to defossilize in an entirely new set of applications. Green steel is a big trend and very important for uh, climate change mitigation going forward. The lime industry, the asphalt industry, the sustainable aviation fuel sector, biomethanol is a very big growth sector for us. All of those require substantial capital investments to provide incremental capacity for those new customer sets, and we're ready to do it. But it will just take a little bit of time to expand that program and do it as fast as we can.
So, Thomas, we've seen the good news that John Kepler is back with our colleagues at Aviva. Can you share how he's doing and what he's going to be working on?
Well, I'm very happy that he's back. We've done this together for 19 years, and obviously he was the CEO and chairman for the longest time. And in 19 years, I'd sometimes checked in with him, like, "Hey, do you still want to do this together?" And he always said, "I'm not going to do this without you." Well, and then all of a sudden, he needed to take a break. Well, and it's now my privilege to say, "Hey, I'm not going to do this without you either." I think we're extremely complementary in how we work, what each of us do best, and we do bring the best out in each other. I'm super happy that his recovery from his heart surgery is well on the way, and he's back as executive chairman, and it's going to create the best possible outcomes for this company. In addition to that, he will certainly work with me on defining strategy for this organization. I'm really looking forward to have John's participation and strategic counsel to make sure we find the right priorities and execute against those.
We have seen a dip in the market recently. From your seat, from your vantage point, how do you view this change and what do you see as the path forward?
I am very, very confident in the growth prospects of this company. When you think about our share price and our valuation, ultimately it comes down to two things. What is the EBITDA we generate, and how much can we grow from whatever we generate? And both of those elements I feel really good about. We have to have a focus on driving our costs down as we go forward. 2022 was certainly a transition year where our revenues went up, but our cost per ton went up too. And so, as a CEO, I lead a very concerted effort with our operations team, with our fiber team, logistics teams to drive costs out of this organization. And I feel really good that over the course of the year, you'll see substantial progress against those goals. With those tailwinds around the revenue side, with the ability to pay of our customers to be really high, um, I I know we're going to see tremendous growth, not only from a volumetric perspective, but also from a margin perspective. Our cost position will come down to more historic levels, and at the same time, our revenues will grow because the ability to pay of our customers is much higher. Both of those together, I think we're going to be in fantastic shape, and our valuation will certainly uh, see the benefit of that. Let's talk about the revenue side. We have very healthy inflationary adjustments in our contracts with our customers. In addition to that, some customers who wanted incremental volumes were willing to reprice short-term pricing in return for incremental volumes with us. So that was certainly something that was helpful or is helpful. In addition to that, new contracts are certainly being signed at higher prices than we had seen historically. And still, we're saving our customers money because the alternatives with fossil fuels plus carbon are substantially more expensive than what we can provide uh, on the basis of a delivered wood pellet price to Europe. So it's a real win-win for us because it does provide higher margins for us, but at the same time, our customers save margin. And so those tailwinds will certainly continue to help our revenue line as well. And with that, when costs go down, revenues go up, margins expand, and the tailwinds of growth that we see in Asia, in the US, and in Europe, I think our investors will also see that this is a fantastic investment. And with that, certainly, I would think that the stock price will show a recovery.
Thomas, you often use the term Viva Proud. What do you think makes Viva proud or Viva strong?
What makes me and Viva proud is how our people face challenges. I don't have to tell them what to do. Our associates, our team members, they huddle up as a team and they figure it out. It's absolutely incredible to watch the problem solving capabilities of these people in our organization. We have so many successes and they come from that ability. But in 19 years, not every day is great, and not every time we don't have challenges. We've had hurricanes and we've had tornadoes come through our communities, and the way our people have rallied around their team members, but also the whole communities. It's an honor to be able to lead this group of people.
Thomas, this has been terrific. Thank you so much for joining me today and talking through all of these topics. I'm excited about the next chapter and I'm excited to be partnering with you on that next chapter.
Well, Roxanne, thank you for the chat with you. I will say that I'm grateful for many, many things. I'm grateful for the stakeholders out there who trust us, whether it's our shareholders, whether it's our customers. Um, but most importantly, I'm grateful for all of the associates at Enviva that they put their best foot forward every day, and that makes me Enviva proud.